Hello everyone, welcome to our criticism of the short film Wake Up presentation. We're from Group 6, and this one is the theme is Health and Environment Based DSKP Form 2. So first thing first, let me introduce myself and my group members. I am Jingru, and we also have Tan Xingyu, Tian Bowen, and Xiaxin in my group. So, Wake Up is an experimental short film about climate change that uses symbolic visuals rather than a traditional plot or dialogue. Instead of telling a story through words, the film communicates meaning through imagery and visual metaphors. The film illustrates the impact of human activities on nature and shows humanity's gradual shift from indifference to awareness. Through powerful visual symbols, it highlights how environmental destruction eventually affects human life and health. This analysis focuses on the theme health and environment, emphasizing that the close relationship between environmental degradation and human well-being. The film encourages viewers to reflect on how climate change is not only an environmental issue, but also a serious health concern. In terms of curriculum alignment, this text supports Content Standard 1.1, which focuses on understanding meaning in a variety of familiar contexts. It addresses Learning Standard 1.1.1 by helping students understand the main idea of longer texts, particularly the urgency of climate change and human awakening. It also meets Learning Standard 1.1.2 by guiding students to identify specific details, such as how visual imagery and metaphors reinforce the film's central message. Although the film relies heavily on abstract and symbolic imagery to represent climate change, this approach also presents certain limitations. The film does not include direct depictions of real environmental destruction, such as deforestation, flood disasters, or environmental pollution. As a result, the central theme may appear vague to some viewers. Without concentrate visual references, the audience may struggle to clearly understand the severity and urgency of the issue. In addition, the lack of realistic imagery limits emotional engagement, as viewers may find it difficult to relate the symbolic visuals to real-life environmental consequences. Therefore, while the symbolic style encourages interpretation and reflection, it may reduce the film's overall impact by weakening the connection between artistic expression and real-world environmental issues.
I will briefly analyze the literary elements used in the short film Wake Up, focusing on its theme, symbolism, imagery, and plot. The theme of Wake Up centers on the urgency of climate change, human indifference, and the need for awakening. Instead of using direct language, the film conveys its message through visual images such as burning candles, melting ice, rising carbon dioxide charts, coughing humans, and accelerating clocks. These visuals gradually reinforce the idea that ignoring environmental problems will lead to serious consequences. Metaphor and symbolism are the most prominent literary device in the film. Extinguishing candles symbolize rising carbon dioxide levels and the depletion of life-sustaining resource. Melting ice represents global warming, while accelerating clocks highlights the urgency and irreversibility of environmental issues. This metaphor help transform abstract environmental data into easily understandable images. The film also make effective use of imagery. Repeated elements like ice, water, and time create a strong visual rhythm and a tense atmosphere, allowing viewers to sense environmental imbalance directly. Finally, Wake Up does not follow a traditional plot structure. Instead, it progresses symbolically from calmness to chaos and ends with an open-ended awakening, guiding viewers to reflect on the crisis both visually and emotionally.
Moving on to the critical analysis, this slide focused on the missing elements of characters and setting. Currently, the film uses abstract ordinary humans rather than specific characters, which makes it difficult for the audience to perceive the direct impact of environmental issues on individuals or communities. It also lacks a concrete time and space, reducing the sense of realism. To fix this, we suggest introducing a specific character, perhaps a family affected by pollution, and setting the film in a concrete time frame, such as the year 2054. These changes would bridge the gap between symbolic figures and real-world health risks. On this side, we look at tone and language. The film's tone is currently very calm and abstract, which may limit the viewer's motivations to take action. Additionally, the message is restricted to a monolingual text at the very end, limiting its global reach. We recommend adding tame sound effects like storms or fires to create a sense of urgency. We also suggest using monolingual calls to action or voice-overs. By enhancing these emotional and linguistic elements, the film can more effectively inspire the audience to reflect on the link between our health and the environment.
Hello everyone, I'm Tian Bowen. I will introduce the part is the rhetorical and stylistic divorce. So Wake Up relied heavily on visual immersion, but used only a limited number of rhetorical divorce. So such as the parallelism and the rhetorical question and repetition. This weakens the persuasive power of each call to action and lower audience in management and motivation. Adding repeated slogan like "Wake up" or simple rhetorical question could retain the stronger emotional impact and help the connect healthy with an environment issue more clearly. Overall, Wake Up is effective in visual symbolism and artistic expression, using imagery and metaphor to show the urgency of climate change. So, however, its abstract presentation reduces the emotional connection and link to real-world issues by aiding the clear setting, emotional variation, and theoretical device while keeping its experimental style. The video could better support the healthy and environment theme and encourage the viewer to reflect and take the action. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you very much.